Okay, so today we are doing Napoleon Bonaparte, who was a brilliant military man. All right, so we're gonna get started with his head. His head is square on this side. You know what, let's just make an oval. We're just going for the oval, and then we will square it off. So start with an oval. And then now we'll just square this part off, okay? But this part's kind of rounded. He has a slight chin down there, but not much. And he's looking this way, so we're gonna be making his head this way and that way. Okay, so on there, we're gonna do his eyes. He's got one eye, and it's just like his eyelid. His other eye, eyelid. And then on the side here, we're gonna put his ear in. All right, so on this line, we're gonna start right here and do his nose. We gave him kind of a bigger nose. I just can see him having this dignified nose in his mouth, not smiling, but we got his bottom lip there. So now we can get rid of this T-bar. Okay, so above his eyes, we're gonna give him his eyebrows. So let's give him some on this side. Super drop. Okay, so now we're gonna do his hair. So coming out right, we're gonna make a line here. So it's gonna go above and then have it bring it down. And then his hair is gonna come down to his ears, okay? So this is over that circle. Then from this line, because he looks like he had a receding hairline, we're gonna make it come all the way into there. We're giving him that receding hairline. And this is his bangs that he kind of had swiped over. So now you can go in and erase right here. Okay, it's looking good. And so now we have the circle here, but we're gonna bring this circle, we're gonna bring it out a little bit. So that's his hairline right there, okay? You can see this coming along. All right, so he's got the little, you can't see his neck because he's got a high collar. So we're just gonna do his collar in there. So right below the ears, this is collar, and right about here, this is collar. And we're gonna make this collar come up and around. So this is one side of the collar, and then this one, we're gonna make it touch, bring it down. All right, we're gonna do the shape of his body. So we're gonna make his shoulders come out. This is like his waistline. And this is kind of like where his torso area is. We've got one leg, another leg. These are his kneecaps. Oh, this one's facing front ways. This way facing that way, this facing front. So if it's facing sideways, sorry. If it's facing sideways, then you're gonna make it straight in the front, and then it's gonna be curved in the back, but we're not gonna see the back. But if it was there, it would come back here. But since it's facing front, you're gonna see the calf from both sides. Okay? And for his arms, he has one arm coming out here. So let's pretend this is like an oval here. Another oval, and then his hand, which is sticking in his shirt. I'm gonna tell you what that means in a minute. All right, so coming down here, we have another oval. We're just trying to get the base of where his body is, and then we'll go on from there. Another oval. Actually, this is gonna go down a little more. And then his hand is right there, okay? So we kind of get a gist of where it is. So he has got these ovals right on his shoulders. So you're gonna make an oval on one side, and the other side, you're only gonna see a piece of the oval. Okay, so you want to erase in there. And this is the strap that's gonna keep it on. So it's gonna come from here and here. It's holding it on to his jacket. And then I put fringe down here. So it's just gonna have lines coming down there, and this is a button to hold it on, a little mark, okay? You can barely see the fringe, but the fringe is over on that side, okay? So now we're gonna do his shirt. We're gonna make this come down. So where his hand is, Oh, I was gonna tell you about why it's in there. So it's called hand in vest or a hand in jacket. It was common, so we're gonna bring it, loop it over. So it looks like there's a lump there because it's inside, and stop right there. It was common in the 18th and 19th century to do this in their photos or their portraits. They didn't have photos, portraits that were taken of them. And I wanted to know, well, why? Why did they do that? Because I didn't know. Well, when you're doing this, it shows leadership. His leadership is calm in a firm manner. So it's kind of like I got it, it's under control, I'm calm, but I got this. So I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, so we have, this is the bottom of his jacket, and then we're going to, these are where his pants are. So we're gonna come back up, erase his waistband. Now we're gonna do the decorative coming here, okay? So right off of here, it's like he has two buttons. So it's gonna go up, up, and it's gonna go over and down, and then bring it in and down again. So you're like, what? That's crazy. But just what a picture I saw. So there's two buttons here. And then he's got this big, it's like a metal. So you do a circle, and then coming out of it, you're just gonna do an M, M, upside down M, or a W, and then an M, okay? Then you're having his buttons here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to make it look like it's a button, you put little lines here, okay? So on this side, we're gonna do the same thing. It's gonna go down, down, and it's gonna come in and out. And this side doesn't have a metal, but it's gonna have its buttons. You can put them on the inside, bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, we don't see the rest because his arm is there. All right, we are going to do, oh, we also, on here, right from here to here, there's a line and a line. Then these buttons, since they're not buttoned, you don't want to put them there. It's just because the buttons are on the other side, it just shows you where the buttons are, and then these ones is attached right here, okay? Great job. All right, we're gonna put his arm in here. So we're gonna erase the inside of this because we know the outside shape of it. So now we wanna put clothes on him. So we're gonna go over. So it's like he has a jacket on. Okay, and a little crease here. So we can erase his arm that's underneath there. And then down here, this is his cuff. So it's gonna go over. And you wanna erase inside of there. So in 1785, he defeated 20,000 royalists in Paris. So that was one of his big accomplishments. All right, so now this is this decorative piece. We'll make a straight line down through it, and then you're gonna make a 1, 2, 3 lines, and then put buttons in there. And you wanna erase in this one, so it looks like this piece is on top. And you were gonna do the same thing on the other side, but we're not there yet. All right, let's do this arm, because it looks ridiculous. Okay, so coming out, we're gonna put his jacket on over his arm. So that's erased inside there. Okay, and now we're gonna put some creases in there. And now let's put his cuff on. So it's a little bit bigger than his sleeve, the cuff. And then we have the same decorative line down the middle. 1, 2, 3. And you wanna erase inside there. And then put buttons in there. And then he's got another shirt underneath. So you just put another shirt there, and then his arm, that's gonna go inside. All right, so this part we want right here. This is good, but we're gonna erase some of it. We don't need all of these creases. There we go, looking good. All right, we're gonna put a sword in there. So, of course, I didn't bring a ruler. His hand, we're gonna have it coming, so he's kind of like holding the sword. So you can put some fingers in there. And this is the top of the sword. Little ball on the end. He had the battle So he had battles in Italy, Egypt, and Austria too. He was just doing battles everywhere. So now this is the bottom of his sword, and we're making a piece that's connecting right here. So I would recommend going and getting a ruler. I don't have one right now. I'd have to go get it. But I would do a ruler if you want this to be straight. Oh, I did it pretty good without a ruler. All right. Now for his pants. So under that hard shell, he is a softie. Oh, yeah, that's something I found out about him. So you're thinking, he's all royalty and stuff. So this is his little pants here. But he's like wearing, back in the day, we used to call these knickers or knickerbockers. They'd go right below the knees. And when I was a little kid, I loved my knickers. Okay, so it's like the bottom of his pants. I'm sure they were not called knickers then, but there you have it. And now we're gonna put his coat jacket. It's behind here. Okay, that's gonna be red. And then we also have some like creases with his pants. So you can do some couple of raindrops and lines. Anything else? Oh, the shoes, yep. Okay, so what I was saying, I'll tell you after I draw his buckles down here. All right, so his shoes, this one's looking forward. And this one is looking sideways. So we can see the back of his heel. And he's got the buckle right here. Guess I didn't make it long enough. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, actually I probably would make it longer than that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we are going to Sharpie it, but first, so he looks like a hard-shelled guy. He's actually a softie, and he would do love letters and romantic novels, and he even wrote a romantic novel, and he wrote it at the age of 26. So that's something I learned. So let me get a Sharpie. Okay, now I'm going to a double Sharpie. Erase time. So we're gonna color his face peach, just over the whole thing. Okay, so this is one of the things I really liked that I learned about Napoleon. So at the height of his power, he would like to dress up as like a low-class citizen, peasant or what have you, and he would like to go around the town and see what was going on and hear what people were talking about. I honestly think that's like, might be good leadership, because at least you know what's happening, you know? If people need something or what they're talking about, how else is he gonna find out, right? I thought that was cool. That'd be fun for him. Like, nobody knows who he is, and go in and be like everybody else. So I'm gonna go in right by his nose and around his eyes and make that a little darker. And I'm making this side of his head a bit darker, pressing down a little bit more. And you always go around where the Sharpie is and under the chin, okay? All right, so now you're gonna come in with, I'm just gonna give him a little peek on the cheeks. What else? He wore around his neck a vial of poison. And you're wondering why? Well, it's so that if he was captured by a bad guy, then he can drink it, and so he won't tell any of the deep, dark secrets that he knew. I'm putting a little pink on the nose, okay? And then you wanna go around with tan, just around the outside of his hairline. Maybe under his nose, give it a shadow. Let's see what else. Napoleon, you know, people talk about it, Napoleon complex. And you think Napoleon must have been really short. People, they call Napoleon complex. It means somebody that acts all big and tough when they're actually short. And I tried to look up how short he was. He wasn't that short. He's taller than I am. He was 5'6½". So yeah, okay, he's not an average size, like super tall guy. But that's not bad. Taller than me. Taller than I thought he would be. I thought he'd be a lot shorter. Okay. A little tan there. All right, so now I'm gonna take just a regular, oh, this is light brown. I use the dark. I think I like the dark brown better. Well, just use a regular brown. This is light brown. Don't like it as much, but that's what I grabbed. That's okay. So I would suggest just going with regular brown because it would make it look better, as you can see. Okay, the only other thing, you pretty much got this. What I did to just make it look a little bit khaki is I just went in with tan and I just went around all of where the Sharpie is. So you can do that, go around all where the white is. It just kind of gives it a little texture so it's not just white. Oops, I forgot the buttons up there. And then the buttons are just golden. And then you have a red jacket and a blue collar. And so anyways, I think you guys can do this, and I will see you guys on my next video. Catch you later.